This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
And welcome back, everybody. She helps us feel better, whether it's physical challenges, mental challenges. We all got stuff going on, let's be honest. But interestingly, she isn't going to give us a pill like a traditional Western doctor may. And that's just treating symptoms, no matter what it is, whether it's, psychological issues, whether it's physical issues. It's kind of how we roll nowadays. She uses something that's been used for many years, thousands of that, energy healing through kinesiology and resonance repatterning. And we're going to get an example of that today. Somebody that she's helped with alternative healing. So great to have her back with us. Gabrielle Povacek is here. How are you today?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you, Steve?
Wonderful. Great to have you back here. I know we ran out of time last time. I had asked you, can you give us an example of somebody that you work with, what they presented with, what you did, what the end result was? So we didn't get to that. Could we do something like that today?
Absolutely. I came prepared. Absolutely. So here's what the session would be like. So I have a client. They let me know I have a backache. And I ask, well, what's a lower backache? Which part, not lower, but what part of your back? And it's my lower backache. Okay. So a little bit of a description when they noticed it, what's going on in their life, and then we go from there. Once I connect with them, then I will find out which book I need to use. In this case, it was the chakra book, which addresses all, and it's only 7 chakras, but it does address the chakras. And for that person, it was considered a compensation. Oh, clear. Never, pardon me. I call that clear when I have to cancel something. So no, let me correct this. It was actually the unconscious pattern that I needed to transform. In this case, it was a compensation. And we have overly assertive, and we have, the inner one that you just collapsed, the collapse compensation. In this case, the achy lower back was an overly assertive one, and it's considered an overachievement. And the statement came, I am lovable only when I overwork. So that was the statement. And it is a generational statement that was inherited from the father, and the father inherited also from the father. In this case, it was 7 generations back. So that was the statement in the subconsciousness. Then we want to know when did it all come to the surface? So life goes on and something came up in your life, and that statement, that thought process came to the surface, and it was at age 38, and it was involving with people. And I wanted to know from the person, what do you think about people in general? And it came back, people are lazy. That was what the thought process was. So, and then we needed a life need and a spiritual need, which would support you and to deal with your thought process. But that person was lacking being believed was the life need. The spiritual need was the stillness. Also, because it was lacking, it was also inherited. So being believed was inherited from father and father's side for generations, and it was passed on to the children and grandchildren. And the lack of stillness was also inherited from the father, but the father from the mother's side, and also 7 generations back, and forwarded to children and grandchildren. So now we need to know how do you feel about that? And it came out that that person felt miserly. So where did this feeling come from? Also from father's side, he inherited it back from father's side, 12th generation, and it was passed forward to children, and they passed it on to their children. And based on all this, when it came to the surface, this person now has a negative belief, in this case, about life. So, yeah, so the statement was basically life is unforgiving and to be tackled.
Wow.
So, where did this belief come from? Again, from the father's side. The father has inherited it from the father again, also 10 generations back and passed on to the children and to grandchildren. So now that's all the negative parts, right? So now we need to go on to the coherent side. So now we took out all the negativity, away with that. Now there's a void and we need to add positivity, coherence. So again, back to overly assertive, but this time it is positive. And the statement is, others love me, even if I don't care of them or take care of them. Because we often think we need to take care of them. So we will be loved. But in this case, it is saying, others love me, even if I don't take care of them. So that's the positiveness. So with that said, that was the session. That's it.
Wow. I
Now this
want,
person will have this, others will love me even if I don't take care of them. Yeah.
so I want to look at this through the eyes of kinesiology. Let's put a microscope on that for a moment. What's actually going on there?
Sure.
So you are asking this person, could be anybody, but in this example, you're asking them questions about their past. And part of that is your intuition, what you think may have been a challenge for them. It seems like that's why you went to looking at the generational side of things of working. And then you're also looking for a muscle response from them, because the body doesn't lie. It's telling you the truth. We can try and hide it, but the body doesn't lie.
Yeah.
It's the muscle response where you're getting these answers from, right?
Correct. So at the beginning, there was a little disconnect. I used the book to guide me. The book is basically, let me start from the beginning. I connect with the person on their higher level, higher consciousness, and their consciousness is guiding me to the source. And that could be in any of those books. In this case, it was a compensation, unconscious repatterning, or the compensation repatterning. And I use kinesiology to muscle check for the answer, yes or no. In other words, let's see, give you a demonstration. So after we uncovered the situation, meaning people are lazy, I find out which is the life need and which one is the spiritual need. And I ask that by looking at the space. And I said, well, is it 1 through 5, 5 through 10, 10 through 15, 10, 11, 12, 13? And the answer is 13. Then I look what the 13 means. And it now tells me being believed is 13. Then I ask if it is a generational, and again, I use my kinesiology, the yes or no, to find out who it is, mom or dad, in this case, dad, and how many generations back. So I go, is it more than 5, more than 10, more than 15, and on it goes with my muscle checking. And then I'll ask if it is passed on, is it also to the children and grandchildren? In this case, it's yes and yes. That's the process how I get to the answers via the book telling me
Yeah, and the book is suggested, but I would imagine.
So I hope that answered it.
Yeah, it does. I'm going to ask another question, even go even closer, but I'm thinking the book those are suggestions, but every situation is different. So as you're going through it, you may pick up on something else that wasn't part of the questions in the book, maybe go a little bit deeper. How can you get those answers through the kinesiology, the muscle testing?
So no. Okay, so not having had a session, so the book is here for my guidance, and through being connected with the person and their connection, their higher self guides me. That's the energy we exchange. that is the subconscious I dive into that the person is not aware of. But I go look for the needle in the haystack. And I use kinesiology to say yes or no. Many times people know their feelings, the surface feelings anyway, and they tell me, well, I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm all this stuff. Nobody really thinks of miserly, honestly. So we write down all these feelings that the client said, and then I look if there's another feeling needed. And if it says yes, then I will look for the feeling, and it came up as miserly. So I write all that down, all the feelings, and then yet again check for the primary feeling that is connected to just that situation, only that situation connected to the lower back.
How are you getting that information based on the muscles, the clues from the body? How are you picking that up?
Again, by connecting to you, you are telling me that. Your unconscious is telling me that.
But okay, here's my question. Are you receiving it energetically?
Yeah.
You're just getting it?
Yes.
Or, okay.
No.
All right.
It's
That's amazing.
It's energetically. Energetically, I'm connected to you. And the person tells me, I often know the answer, but I will not say the answer. The person needs to draw back inside and say, how did I actually feel? And so feelings are coming up. I felt tense, angry, upset, whatever comes up for them. And I will write all these down. Good. Then I will ask, well, is there another feeling needed? If there is another feeling, I will then check on a sheet of paper in a book that are listed on 30 different other feelings that we do not use in a mainstream language. So then I come up with miserly and I write that down in addition to all the other feelings. So we now ask, or I now ask, which feeling is primary? And then I muscle check to get the answer. And in this case, it said miserly.
Wow.
I hope that answered your question.
It did. And the reason
the kinesiology is the vehicle. Okay.
100%. And I've often heard that you can see clues like we've talked about, can you break the chain with your two fingers? And if you can slip through, I'm giving a very basic example that you can use that as a baseline true or false statement. And there's other ways to do it within muscle testing. Yeah. That's one way. Broadly, you're doing
it's a yes or no. It's
a yes or no, but it's almost this process of elimination, or you just go deeper, but you're getting it energetically from the person as opposed to doing some of these other I guess physical mechanical things.
So it's both. It's a process. It's the technical process, meaning kinesiology, and it's definitely energy. The energy is being exchanged between a client and me.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, I often know the answer, but it's not what I want to put in their mind or say it is so. I check with kinesiology to get the correct answer for that particular session.
Gotcha. Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
And again, there's other modalities that you can attempt to use here. But this one, the body doesn't lie. And that book that came out, The Body Keeps Score.
Kinesiology is exactly tuned into the body. The body gives you the answer. Just as this book, the books that I use have been established by a woman who has done immense research. I mean, on medical side, on the alternative side, she went to Asia to study with all kinds of healers, doctors, you name it. It is so in depth that I cannot even begin to describe that.
Hmm.
just to give you an idea what these books provide as far as information. So here's something I can explain to you a little bit. Here's something that's quite interesting. So somebody asked me, we had to do a writing repatterning, literally writing repatterning, because whatever you write is the energy, you extend the energy in your writing. And when you read something, you can literally feel the energy. It's like, whoa, this person is not in a good place, even though the handwriting may be beautiful, but the words give you energy back from the person who wrote it. So back to the writing repatterning, she says, I don't really want to write. So what is all this about? And she said, and I said to her, and the statement that came out of it is like, well, it's not so much the fact that you write, but it is the words that needed to be written because it's the frequency that needs to be in coherence with you. So love, for instance, has a huge high frequency. So even though this person's like, I love writing, well, not really. But now she has that mindset, which equates to the frequency. We want the frequency.
Hmm.
The writing is the vehicle which brings you to the frequency that you need to inherit. And when you have that frequency, then you view the world and deal with the world on that frequency.
So are you saying that this is very interesting now? I'm seeing this in a different way. There's an activity that
Mm-hmm.
brings you happiness and joy. Are you
Mm-hmm.
saying go back to those things,
I
feel it,
lost you.
truly feel it? What's that feel like? You know, when I garden, it's my happy place.
Yeah.
There's like the world just
Yeah.
disappears. I go out there, I do my thing. It just
Mm-hmm.
feels good. I'm grounded. I have passion for it. It just makes me happy. Are you
Yeah.
saying that to go back to that and that feeling that you get and try and keep that feeling or transfer that to other things to keep that vibration up high?
So not only to transfer it, it's not about transferring it. It's basically just having it, owning it,
Yeah.
being it
Yeah.
consistently. Not just when you garden. How would you feel? You garden, so you know what that feels like. How would you have that feeling every day at any situation? How would that feel?
Right.
Can you even imagine that? Having to deal with your daily life feeling as good as you do when you garden, not just when you garden.
Huge. This is huge. Um,
That's my point.
to hold that feeling in anything.
Yep,
I said transfer it to another activity, but life in general, keep that, if you can keep that vibration up there.
yep,
Is it
yep.
true that many of us can't or don't do that because it's almost hard to believe that you can feel that joy and also that maybe we don't deserve it? We feel guilty, um, thinking that, well,
That's what brings you back down.
right.
And that's when this comes in,
Yeah.
that's when repatterning comes in. So here I am having a wonderful day. Why did I end up not feeling good, at the end of the day? Why am I feeling shitty the next day?
Yeah.
So it is usually one of those underlying beliefs, which you just mentioned. Oh, I don't deserve a good time. I
Yeah.
don't deserve the love. You name it, just spread it across like butter on bread.
Yep.
And that draws you right back again to where you don't really want to be. So that is, then you try again, this mind over matter control. So yeah, we've done that all our lives, every single one of us. And what my repatterning provides is basically taking these thought processes out one by one, so that you can have this awesome feeling that you have when you're gardening and an extended time or maybe even permanent. It depends. I mean, my goal is to have it permanent. And yes,
Hmm.
I had to do a lot of work on myself. And for the most part, oh, I am now in a wonderful place. I'm gardening all the time now.
Yep. And we just use that
With
as
a
an
few
example.
exceptions. Yeah.
But I get
That's a
what
good
you're saying.
example.
Believe me, I get it. I'm in between
Yeah.
houses, sold one a few years ago, would go in the backyard, renovated it, did everything, changed it all up, made it my way. And I'm not
Yeah.
a gardener. I don't know plants. I don't know the names of plants. I don't know if they should be in full sun, blah, blah, blah. Just researched it, advice, figured it all out. But I would go out there spring to fall
Hmm.
and meticulously make it, you wouldn't find a weed. I would just like, I want it perfect. I want it just, this is my little oasis. I never
Oh,
realized
oh,
until I sold the house that was my therapy. That was my, can't wait to get home
yeah,
today and trim those bushes or do the lawn.
yeah,
And people would be like,
yeah,
cut the lawn? Oh, get somebody else
yeah.
to do that. I'm like, why? I have a 20-year-old riding a lawnmower. I sit in that thing, I get the drone of the, and I think and I meditate and I come up with ideas. It's the best thing ever. I don't mind the work. I don't mind. It's all great. I didn't realize it, Gabrielle, until I wasn't doing it. Walking in the
Yeah.
dirt, like just, but that vibration was high. Um,
It's wonderful. Hmm.
right. And that could be
But
any
it was your
activity.
band-aid. Well, no, but gardening was your band-aid. What I want to bring across here is gardening is your band-aid. That's the opposite of what you have to deal with in life, right? This all up and down, this craziness. Gardening, yes, it is grounding back to earth, all this beautiful back to nature kind of thing. That is the
Mm,
opposite of what you have to do in your regular life, but it was your band-aid. What I'm talking about is not band-aiding anymore, just being, just simply
yes.
being and having this kind of feeling all the time,
All the time.
even all the time, even when you go to work, having this feeling all the time, dealing with whatever comes your way in that calm, wonderful, I got this kind of
Yeah.
mentality and emotional basis.
I feel
But
it.
most people will try, can I finish that? Most people will try to force that.
Yeah. Yep.
Not a good idea.
I'm feeling it's similar to when you have a gut feeling or your intuition. And usually that's the feeling where whatever this is comes up and you're like, oh, it can't be that easy. Ah, that can't be the right answer. No, no, let me go deeper. Let me go deeper. And that's usually the wrong answer. So the stuff that we're talking about,
Yeah,
you could
yeah.
look at it or somebody could hear this and say, all right, I love doing whatever insert activity and it brings me joy and I'm happy. But I can't be that easy to hold that feeling through the rest of my day. That's not, you can't do that. No, you can. It'll change your life. But we don't look at
Yeah,
it that way.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Two things, you're absolutely correct. This wonderful warm feeling where you just are. We're not used to it. We're used to
Right.
having to work for things where this wonderful gut feeling, whatever it is, your
Sure.
higher self tells you all the time, it's okay to be that way. And then we're overthinking it. It's like, no, boy, throw it out the window again. Yes, it is exactly that. Word of caution. If you feel anxious or upset or any of the negative feelings along with what you think your gut told you, it's your ego talking.
Yeah.
If you feel absolutely calm and you just know it, you just simply know it, no question about it, and it's calm, collected, and you do it even though you don't know the outcome, you don't know where it goes from there, you still feel calm. It is your higher self telling you that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you just brought back a memory,
That's where you want to be. That is what you need to accept.
a epiphany I had a few months ago, similar to
What's the
what we're talking
memory?
about. Um,
Huh?
my childhood was my parents got divorced when I was younger. I got bullied as a kid. It was a little bit of a challenging time as a childhood, like many of us had. And I always wanted to be a cartoonist. I would draw cartoons and I enjoyed it. Brought me joy. I would
Mm,
look forward to it. I can't wait to get home and go in the basement. I had a little setup there and I would do my thing. Um, I only realized recently, Gabrielle, that when I was a kid, that was my therapy. That was my joy of,
Mhm.
of the daily life. That was my escape. That was my gardening. That was my gardening back then. But I didn't realize it until
Yeah.
a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
That's what was
It
going
wasn't
on.
only your joy that, oh, pardon me, we're crossing
Yeah.
wires. Yeah.
You were going to say?
Oh my. We're really having a bad
Oh,
connection.
and I got you
We're
clear.
having a bad connection here. Oh, it's all right. I'm glad. I did understand you. So what I want, and we had that, so I know what you were saying. Um, the creativity that you had as a child, that was you wanting to be that. Had you been able to stay with that, who knows what you would have become. But early on, children show you right away what they are meant to do.
Mm.
And it's then, of course, up to the parent to identify that. And the way we grew up, unfortunately, and it's not to blame the parents at all. They did the best that they could, knew how. Um, let's say the ideal would have been if they had seen that you lean towards that, they could have nurtured that instead of going the other way. So your life path would have gone in a different way too. But as it was, you did not have that nurturing on that level. So you still have your creativity because what you do is very creative too. It's just in a different realm.
Mm. The part I left out, Gabrielle, was
Mhm.
when I was
Oh,
9, I wanted to do what I'm doing right now. And I
yeah.
also wanted to be a cartoonist. And my mom encouraged both.
Mhm.
She would even drive me to go past a radio
Good.
station to look up in the third story so I could see,
Oh,
oh, those guys they're actually on the air from there. We just drove past the building. I would just ask her. And when I was 22, I made the decision. I was already working in radio. I already had a job at a big radio station. I was a kid. I got a job at 17. So that's the part I left out.
yeah.
Identified that, and I did go in that path, and I
Oh,
put the
no,
the
pardon
cartooning thing
me.
behind.
Mm, mm, yeah,
Yeah.
I can't hear you, my dear.
Oh my gosh.
So part of it got lost again. Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Well, we're on the same page here,
yeah,
without a doubt. How do we contact you?
we are. And yeah. So please text me with your name and what you like to have. Um, yeah. So that would be the best way to reach me. I have received some incredible feedback from people via email, so that seems to be a good way too, because I saw that it's lighting up for people to see. So yes, please, that's fine too.
Hmm.
Phone
Um,
number is 206-498-9.
oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. We do have
Yes,
a delay here. So the phone number and your email, please.
yes. So it is area code 206-498-9094. And my email address is gpobochuk@gmail.com.
Wonderful talking with you. I'm just going
Can
to
you
add
hear me?
one little thing here that
Likewise.
many times when there's an
Sure.
exchange of energy during these podcasts, things get a little
Mm.
wonky within Zoom and technical.
Yeah,
This is what I'm observing, and this
yeah,
is what happened. So I think it's happening today because we're
yeah,
exchanging energy here, and we're
yeah.
talking about energy. Thank you for today, the insight, also sharing how you help somebody working through
You're very
their
welcome.
challenges. And if the universe says so, we'll talk again soon. Thank you again, Gabrielle.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.